Hi, everybody, this is Allison from AllyKat Creations. How are you? Please like, share, and subscribe to my channel if you have yet to do so. And if you get anything from my work, a connected dot, an epiphany, a mind explosion, a new book to read, a new author to explore, someone's already thinking about me, my nose is itchy, artwork to create, please go support me. All the links are down below this video. It's a live, but it'll be down after the fact. AllyKatCreations211.com is my portfolio. If you're interested in purchasing anything, or you want something commissioned, or you want a candle, or anything of the fun stuff, please email me. I do everything privately. Private. Hi. 3 and 4D memberships is a really great way to contribute to this channel. I give you channel member only content. You guys get oracle readings 4 times a month, over an hour of just about half of the decks that I own. And I sit and tap into spirit, and you guys get amazing readings. I also do raffles every once in a while, and 3D gets 1 entry for free, and 4D gets 2 entries for free. Amongst that, 4D also gets, when I'm working on something fun, I saw that. See, spirit throws me off. I do presentations. I'm going to go about how that one today. We're going to do a recap. Lots of good feedback today. I'm really excited to share it. But I'm going to be doing a lot of those presentations and working out my kinks with you guys, because I trust this community. I love you guys, and I know you have the best will of intention, and that's why I do what I do anyway. But I got some connections today. I hope that the people that were in my session got something out of it, and I know that they did. So, yay. Hi, Ashmaya. Hi, Scott. Hi, B-Lady. How are you guys? So yeah, I hit the ground running really early this morning. Of course, I had to go to the high school, which is not, it's the same distance as my school in the other direction. So I got to present 4 times today my presentation. It went really good. I actually had shocked some of the staff from my own school. So there's 7 different schools. 7, maybe even 8. It gets confusing. But I've had a lot of it's all, I want to say over 400 staff from all the schools, maybe even more than that came in. And hi, Charlene, that came to this high school. We have this big all staff PD day. And I limited my sessions to 10 people per session, just to give everybody some space, some room. Keep the limit on the supplies limited, because I did supply. I did. I had a lot going on. So I got there really early this morning. I got my room assignment. I went in, and of course, they don't allow outside technology to get the Wi-Fi signal. And so I put everything on my desktop from my work laptop, hooked that up, and it don't look good. So I went back and got my laptop I normally use here. I put that up. It was crazy batshit nuts. And then the Bluetooth reception was not working really that good. So I had to play everything off of 2 laptops, but we figured it out way before people came. I got to sign in. Candy was a hit. I brought my Halloween candy. Everybody was excited. But the one thing that everybody enjoyed was the fact of how laid back the exercises were, that I wasn't asking for anybody to show or present their work. It was optional. And a lot of good feedback. People were like, wow, I could take this to the kids. I asked everybody to draw a personal logo, so something that represents you. And a lot of people had a hard time doing this because they were like, do I choose my profession? Do I choose like my hobby? What like represents you as a human being? And a lot of people had a hard time doing it. But I said, okay, so where are you at now with the logo? Check back in a month from now. Draw another one. And it doesn't need to be perfect, but what are things that represent you that actually represent the whole totality of you and not just one facet of you? Hi, El Sunray. Blessings, guys. So thank you for coming. Um, it was really good. And then I had all of my pre-K team come. It was really exciting. Really, really exciting. I'm thankful for them. They showed up and they came, and I had a lot of people actually take me twice because they just wanted to sit and draw. And that was really the premise of my activity, was go within and doodle, draw. But I have a huge backpack over here. I got paper, sketchbooks, markers, paint sticks, oil pastels. I have it all. I don't know in which one did I do it in. Not this one. Yeah, it's this one. I got emails. I got email lists. Yay. And then we all have to go sit and endure some. I don't like competing and I don't like trivia because I suck at it. So while everybody was doing that, I was sketching the pirate, zombie pirate. Hi, Marcia. So I sketched zombie pirate while sitting in the gym watching everybody uh answer trivia questions. I don't listen. I don't. I'm not in tuned with half of the things that they ask. There was two questions I was able to answer. Two, pretty much. Otherwise, dos. And of course, I don't think Maureen knows I'm live. He's texting me. Yeah. Really excited that I was able to get an opportunity to do this because they normally the high school picks what they want as people, offer and volunteer their time. We have to be there anyway, and I get paid to be there. So why not? Right? Uh, I rather share and get my opportunities in. Aw, you can paint and sip with them. You can paint with a sippy cup. I don't know how old your grandkiddos are, but you could do Mr. Gobble Gobbles. That's kid friendly. Um, yes, the pirate is, I have the pirate right back there. I was just fooling around with the Craypaws. I haven't actually, besides doing the curriculum stuff, and that was kind of like that pirate, it was freestyled. I kind of referenced a hat a little bit. But I was just sitting there and doodling. And then I don't think half of the staff knew I was presenting. They saw me with all my bags and they're like, "You presented today?" Yeah. Oh, you didn't make me a teacher. Oops. You should have been there. But I actually got to see some people that were at the gong bath. I'm like, I didn't know you worked in a school. Like, I only know one person that does and in another school. But like, oh, hi. It was great. It was really good. Um, I'm really thankful and honored to be chosen and to be able to just do me authentically. And I think a lot of the people that did take my course appreciated that because normally when you go to these presentations and you're being taught something, like you're sometimes you're put on the spot. And when you are totally not in the jam of wanting you, it's early in the morning and you haven't got your coffee in yet, and it's not like you got kiddos, you have to like be smart around your peers. Like this was totally go inside, ask yourself, how are you feeling right now, and draw it. And I showed examples of like what that looks like. So you didn't get like the deer in headlights. Like, what are you talking about? Um, I gave the examples. Some of you that are on the 4D kind of saw my slide presentation. Really exciting. It was really fun. It was really fun. I'm very happy that I had a nice turnout. And this is a thing from last year. I had to sign in to every one of those courses I took. I had to sign in and sign my name and sign the school and sign this and sign that. This year they didn't care. So a lot of people just disappeared. I'm like, you could just disappear in my room and have fun with coloring. I'm really hoping my village is coming together, be lady. Um, I really do. I don't like the energies happening around me. And I was talking with one group of people that some of them knew me. And I said to them, I'm like, art helps me navigate really difficult times. It gets my head straight. It's a meditative practice. We come into work, we come into our everyday and we put a mask on and we're asked to just hide our real emotions and our feelings. And yeah, there is an appropriate and inappropriate time to express things. And it depends on the manner of how you're expressing it. And I was saying to everybody, I'm like, yeah, am I content in my circumstances? Things are difficult for a lot of people. They're difficult for me right now. And it hasn't changed. How I approach the change and how I'm getting in that release out has certainly helped me calm myself and be present. And me and another teacher that works next door to me was talking about that at length, that, we try to act in the present moment and we don't schedule ourselves in for the day. And I'm like, you could take a post-it and just do circles. It's the act of doing, not what's the end result that matters. It's the feeling that you're getting from it. And I really have been pressing people with craft and sip, try to do something outside of your comfort zone. Try something new. I love repetitive stuff. I love gluing yarn to canvas. I know I'm crazy. I like installation foam. I like hook latching. There's so many things that I like to do, and I like to try them all and explore. And it doesn't really cost that much. And there's a lot of things you can make that doesn't cost anything at all. You can find things around the house. So get creative, peoples. The astrology sure definitely has been. Cheers, I need this. I'm going to check the Schumann. I didn't get to check. We had a spike overnight. And I know exactly that it was a spike because I woke up like from a very deep sleep. And I was probably in a good dream and I don't remember it. And I abruptly go, and I was up. And then Freya was like, oh, is it time to eat? So I got up extra early today, not the plan, Stan. But this is what happened overnight, and it's been calm ever since. I mean, is our lives calm? Is it? Currently, the frequencies are at 7 to 8. Q factor looks down, but probably not. I don't see any blackouts. Batty! I sure damn hope I get a village to come together. I know a lot of us need each other. But my village is shifting and changing and morphing into the authenticness it needs to be. I know that I can say that for facts. They're calling for snow. My area might not might miss it, but we got some snow incoming. I know a lot of us are having some problems. I have a nice infection in my face. Can't do anything about it because all these teeth have to be yanked down and it probably won't be back up. So I wouldn't have teeth until here. I can't chew anything if that's the case. So, because this falls out. It fell out today while I was talking. I'm like, oops. That was creepy. And no matter amount of fixident will fix that situation. And it's going to get cold no matter where you are. I think there's a big cold front incoming to a lot of us. So I'm taking today as a win-win chicken dinner with the temperatures. It is currently in the 50s, which is nice. In the morning, it's creeping there. And as long as it stays in that range and stays there consistently, I'm fine. When it does this roller coaster with the 4 seasons in one day, Is there anybody in Kentucky? There's a major cargo plane crash. So, what's happening tonight? Who can tell me? I had what the second session I had today, I had a very much like diverse crowd, a lot enlightened souls. And when I said I'm wackadoodle and I'm a woo-woo person, they're like, what do you mean by woo-woo? And I'm like, oh, I'm very, very, very heavily spiritual. And I do trance channeling. And they're like, what? And then one girl's like, yeah, I'm a medium. I'm like, oh, hello. How are you? But tonight into tomorrow is the super moon. Many of us have already seen it, chilling out in the sky. Who knows what direction? Does it really matter? Is it a hologram, a projection? It doesn't matter. It's there. It has energy. It's bursting out of the seams. So the super moon occurs when the full moon coincides with the moon's closest approach to Earth, known as the pedigree. These preliminary, sorry, I can't see a thing. This proximity makes the moon appear larger and brighter in the night sky, creating a breathtaking. My brain's not on yet. Sight for observers. A supermoon's heightened energy can trigger powerful reactions, bringing issues to the surface that may have been previously concealed. This creates an excellent opportunity for self-reflection and self-awareness. Hi, Kim. I will say tomorrow is probably going to be a very difficult day for the kids. And amongst people that are very heightenedly involved in that. Are they lunatics? I don't know. I couldn't hide that one, Scott. Jeez Louise, sorry. Long day, but a very, very gifted day. I'm very excited about it because that presentation I did was spot on. Everybody that took it loved it. And I am allowed to show. I'll show you guys some pictures. I can't show all of them, but this is my presentation up on the board. This is the sign-in, the email list, and paper for people, different choices of paper. And there's my candy bucket. Very quick action photo. I have 2 packages of paint sticks, crayons, oil pastels, markers, and a lot of people love these sticks. That was the popular of the day. I'm gonna stop sharing because I think, yeah, I had some of my pre-K staff take a picture. I don't want to put them blasted out on YouTube. So, but thank you to the amazing Innings team for humoring me. Oh my gosh, Ash Meyer, your town is adorable. Here, let's go take a picture from Ireland. Let's go check it out. Ash Meyer's compliments of Ash Meyer's hubby. He's eerie. He's eerie. I gotta stop that one so I can get to the other one. And this is probably the scene that I'm normal to getting on full moons. The cloud cover. I've been getting a lot of gut punches, but I'm taking them as lessons and detaching. I am being heavily tested by the universe because there is people playing shenanigan games. And even though they don't seem, or they will deny the attention or the non-attention and the insanity that's been on in the undertow, I'm not feeding into it, and I don't wish anybody will harm or ill will. It's just like, cut the nonsense. Plain and simple. You don't need to like me. You don't need to be my friend. But I'm childish shit. from people way older than me. It needs to stop. Like, you got nothing better to do with your life, go read a book. Until that, I'm bored. Go draw a picture. Do something. Stop stirring shit where it don't need to belong. Period, end of story. It's, mute at this point. It really is. So I got to do a nice presentation. No, I'm home. I was at the high school all day today, not far from my house, really close. So I got home really quick. Not necessarily that quick. I had its I had a clock in and clock out where most teachers don't have to do that. They just come and show up. I don't know why that they're not held accountable to the time that they show up every day, but whatever. So I have to clock in at a certain point and clock out at a certain time in order to get paid. And I had to wait a nice amount of time for that. So I got home around 3:30 and I waited in the parking lot because the traffic is bananas. But the energies are increasing. I know a lot of us are still, I'm purging. I'm going through an immense amounts of changes in my life. Hey, Barbara. The changes are not fun. The changes are very, very difficult to navigate. And the people who are going to walk authentically, those are the people that are staying in my life. People that are not authentic, in my perception, are leaving. Truth is at a frequency of where you're at, and sometimes you outgrow your truth and you gain new perspective and you increase your truths. So truth, again, is a level of perception. It's how you feel, see, and think, and you're entitled to however you want to see, feel, and think. But there is expansion happening, and are you a part of that expansion or not? Or are you even aware of it? Let's just say this, be lady. The things that I was accused of and that other people started projecting, like the gossip nonsense, I could be the devil in the story. I'm okay with that. I'd rather walk like the demon that I am, because I am one, but I'm also an angel. I'm both, because I'm duality. I'm in duality, right? Even though I practice divine neutrality, I see beyond good and evil in this linearity that we live, limitation and separation. For some, I'm the devil, and for some, I'm the angel. It's a split. It is what it is. This is how the paradigm works. Those who know my intention, my will, has known me, whether in person or out, knows me. And I can be a little bit of a see you next Tuesday. I tell it how it is. That's just my nature. But I'm not going to sit here and not defend myself. And for the actions of others, I can only speak for myself. I'm disgusted with people. I don't like fake people. I don't like people that fake it into my face for what? I don't know what they're trying to gain out of it. You're not sucking my energy dry, and you're not persuading me either way. I persuade myself. And it is rough to see. And I know a lot of people right now are being taken advantage of, and there's nothing more than I could do besides point it out and then hope that they understand it's not out of a place of judgment. It's out of a place like you're being used. Don't you see it? Or are you in your ego and living there? And that's okay too. That's a choice you made. We all make choices. And like I did a nice long AI quantum entangled metaphysical pondering extravaganza the other day. A really good couple of articles that have been coming out, and it's finally happening. Finally, like it's out mainstream, and my mainstream. I don't know how many people pull the algorithm up to get those sciencey articles, but I share them. Therefore, it's being exposed. That's another way we can all see it. I don't shove it in people's faces. I don't need to message you. You know, some people like to message, here's what I found. And that's cool too, but I don't need to do that. If you're interested in the things that I'm interested in, you're going to view what I'm showing you. If not, that's okay. Don't waste your time. You're not going to understand it. And if you do, great. You already know it. You know, for the life of me, it's why I'm transparent on my channel. It's why I am talking about my journey, because some people in their minds, spiritual people, have it easier than others, and it's a very big misconception. I don't care how much knowledge and wisdom I have in my brain, if I don't apply it properly, if I don't master myself, and that, listen, it's a work in progress each and every day. I don't think any of us are perfect, but it's the idea of putting the will out there and having it a goal to obtain small little goals each day. Did I and reflect back. I said this today during my presentation. Um, After you do your artwork, analyze it. And it's not to judge yourself, it's to see where in your life do you need more attention. If you're drawing in black and you're drawing dark content, unless that's your art and that's your jive, like why are you drawing that? And don't beat yourself up over it either. Like, okay, now address it. Well, you're depressed. It's cold out. Whatever the feelings you're going through and you're depicting on your paper, I said you got to reflect. Know where the lesson lies. Know where the teaching lies. Know that it's something that is just a passing through. Once it passes through you, you release it, you let it go, you become a healed person. That doesn't mean the healing stops. It means that you healed that one facet that was really taking and renting space up in your brain. Well, you're a light. Let's rephrase that, Charlene. There's a lot of spiritual disalignments happening. Uh, I always say this, and I hope that you all apply this. My reality is not your reality. The way I perceive it, the way I think about it, the way I project it, the way I experience it and feel it is not the same from all of you. It is very different, very unique, and only to me. God's having a unique experience through me. Through me. Spirituality is a modality. And for each and every one of us that speaks the term, you have to be in a space where you can accept all that is. So in my estimation, for my own perception and what I get channeled and what I know from the collective consciousness, I am a bunch of subatomic particles composed together in a material world. What is driving this body is my higher self, who is sitting in another realm, dimension, density of experience with the controllers, and I'm the drone. This body's the drone. I am the robot and it's controlling me. I'm a photonic atom. Humans glow. You just can't see it with the naked eye. Our eyes haven't caught up to 4 or 5D yet. And even 5D. I don't think people are ready for that. Just the things that you could see that I've seen in my light body, I don't think I'm ready to see it here because my eyes are not adjusted to that kind of light just yet. Um, we also have to realize that there is interference within the spiritual community. There is a lot of ego. There's a lot of people who will read off of CIA documents and NASA documents and these documents and those documents. A document is only an opinion. And if it's provable fact, what reality is it provable in? We have to look at the Mandela effect and we have to look at the many worlds interpretation. It all exists at the same time simultaneously. Which reality are you in? And right now, all of us are in different realities, but we're experiencing the same content. It's how you perceive the content, how you take it in. I know, Charlene, but I know that it's a good topic to talk about. It really is. Because if it gut busts you, it hit a chord somewhere. And you can analyze to yourself, like, why did that hit a chord? Why was that a trigger for me? And the trigger doesn't need to be bad or good. And we, us humans always equate good and evil, good and bad, contrast. But we need it. We need the contrast. We need to see. We need to see. And it kind of hurts and ills me, even for some of the people that I watch, and this is a plethora of people I do watch when I have the time to, that like Bashar. I'm not 100% sold on Bashar. I am not. And there's a lot of goodies that do come out of Bashar, and there's a lot that don't. For me, personally, there are some things that have been projected out into the collective consciousness that was definitely a narrative or a program that I saw right through. I'm like, oh, you're programming people. Why? Because your race wants to come here and have their way. So the Arcturians want to come here and help humanity in their way. And the Palladians want to come here and do it their way. And yes, they're all working in unison at some point, but in some juncture, there is egotism there. There is, well, I want it done my way because my way is the best way. And that's still occurring. The Anunnaki's going to come and save the planet. Are they now? Why haven't it been saved already? They fucked up ages ago. Why aren't they back? Oh, because it's not time yet? Who determines that time? Who? Who determines it? Who, who, who determines the time? I'm at the same, and Charlene, I'm in the same spot as you because I'm obviously being here and going through what I just went through, having really good intentions. Obviously, if I had an agenda, I swear if I left things in an unmanageable way, then I would understand why people would project negatively on me. But there's a lot of damaging things that have been said in my name that are not true. And a lot of assumptions and assumings that really hurt me. beyond belief. And I have to still pick up my ass every day and put a smile on my face and do my life. I am not going to stop it because people have a hatred for me or the gossip is there, and people thrive off of drama. There are people in this world that thrive off of it. You know, there's some people that are drawn in the middle and they don't know what direction to go. And I always say, go with your heart. But a lot of people still not tapped into their heart properly, meaning that they're not thinking for themselves. They're still allowing the outside world to dictate. And I'm not saying I'm making that claim that's you, Charlene, at all. Not at all. But there's a lot of people out there still allowing other people to dictate their reality. We got to let's just look at politics 2 seconds. There are a lot of people who think that the 47 is going to come down on the white horse and save the day. They still project that. And a lot of us are seeing that if it was already all done and they have everything, why are we playing this game? How much more human suffering can we all go through before it gets better? And yeah, we all determine that via our reality and how we project into it. But we still have a lot of sleeping people still in the program that are suffering. And we can only do what we can for them. They're going to do what they're going to do. But it's the perception, the program, the narrative steering that it continues to this day that is not helping. And it's just perpetuating things more and more. I'm already in the clouds. You are too. All of you are in the clouds. You're already there. I talked about the deja vu, and the deja vu, if you haven't seen the quantum AI metaphysical ponderings, there was a good article about deja vu. And I never thought about this. I had a pondering about it, but this is like next level. You're merging with your other self that already lived that experience. So when you think you've already been there, done that, you get that goosebumpy, weird feeling like I did this before. You have, just not in your vehicle. You've already done it in another vehicle that is the other self. Dolores Cannon talks about the split. The many worlds interpretation talks about the millions of versions of you in parallel universes or pocket spaces of reality that you are living, you're not conscious of, and they're living a whole nother life from you. But there are certain points that you do the same things. So when you're merging with another self because you raise your frequency and you walk into a space or you experience another person, you're like, I know you from somewhere, but I don't know you from somewhere. What the fuck? Or I've been here before and I've said those lines before. Like, this is a weird feeling. It's because you already did it. Things densify slower here. Slow, like molasses slow. Dripping, slow molasses. When we say we're going to manifest something, yes, that is accelerating to an extent, but you still have the collapse away function. That is physics. Things still have to be imagined. Things still have to reach the frequencies, and we only know what frequencies affect us. Do we know the frequencies ejecting out of us and how they are affecting our outside world? There's not much to determine that right now in instrumentation, from my knowledge. Oh, thank you, Charlene. Spirit is dropping really good. I mean, and that's my spirit guides dropping me goodies. And when I can compile a bunch of them, I like to do those videos. And I think it's very important that people understand that there are compartmentalized parts of our government there are innocent people who unfortunately are dragged into doing things that they think is like the best thing since sliced bread, and it's not. Um, us spiritual people are finally getting validated via the science world. The logic and rational brains out there who are only looking at the tangible evidence of 3D, and all of us who have untangible experiences. I am seeing ghosts, I'm seeing shadow figures. I had a card move the other day during my channel member only oracle card reading, thanks to Scott. Scott videotaped it to me. I'm like, what? And then everybody's like, oh, Marine. That's a magic trick. Fuck no, it's not. That's spirit. And I'm a conduit. I know this for I've known this for a long time. I'm a conduit. A lot of you are as well. I have a speaking contract. This is what I'm doing. I'm speaking. But the behind me, what's going on behind me, some people can see and some people can't. But the more you attempt to try to tune into what is going on behind me, the things that you see, I tune it out. Otherwise, I would not be able to concentrate and look into the camera. I'd be like, oh, look at that spirit. Oh, do you see that? Do you see that? And I'm happy that other people are pointing it out. I don't see everything because I tune it out. So when people pick up on like, oh, did you just see that? Or they snapshot, or clip for me things that are moving behind me that obviously I am not touching. I don't have fans on. It is cold out. Why would I have a fan on? You know, but in science definitions and terminology, the spiritual people are more able now to verbalize in a constructive manner what is actually the process of us having the law of attraction, the law of manifestations, the laws of nature. And now it's more readily out there and more people are readily accepting it because the science world, there was still many of us are already out of that sciencey shit because we know not every expert is a real expert. We know that things have been inversed. So we know that when we're listening, we kind of listen with a open ear, but a little bit of hesitancy. Because we know where that led us many times in our lives, I'm sure individually, but as a collective, 2020 showed us big time who to trust and who not to trust. And some people still trust that system. I'm not going to take that away from them. Yes, there is, Ashmaya. We all got to put into perspective also, as we're shifting consciously, as we are expanding and seeing bigger pictures, we are holding ourselves more accountable for us as living creatures, as a human being. We're putting up our boundaries. We're holding to them. We're not allowing people to walk all over us. We're standing strong in our convictions. And that's going to suck. I need this, by the way. It's been helping. Thanks to Marine. He knows what he did. Yeah, there's a lot going on behind me. And it's I don't always point it out. And I know Ashmai and Scott can see things. But there are points where Scott will show me what happened because I'm not aware of it. I'm just doing me. I'm like very subconscious in the conscious when I'm doing this. B-Lady, you bring up a really good, I know it's probably way left field, but you just sprung a thought into my brain. Thank you. Not all of us are the brightest lights. We are the lighthouses, but we're only fixed when you look at a lighthouse and you're seeing the light, it's only fixed pointed to where it's moving to. It's the Eye of Sauron, right? From the Game of Thrones, not the Game of Thrones, the Lord of the Rings. Towers and eyes. It's fixed onto something. It's fixed onto troubled waters. As some of us are both dual aspects. I'm a shadow and a light. And I didn't understand that until I fully understood why I have one archangel that is perceived to be evil incarnate, and the other one, the lightest of lights. And I never understood that dichotomy within me to understand why would those two choose to have experience through me? Well, because I'm both. I can navigate through the darkness. I've been in the darkness. I understand the void of space. I understand a lot of the darkness. I understand those places that none of us ever want to go to, but we get there. And how do you navigate it out? Because you have the light within you to shine the beacon of light within. But if you don't have contrast and you don't have that demon testing your ass, you're not going to know. And there are people that are too bright as lights. They shine so brightly, you don't see them. Buckshot! What's up, Buckshot? For our beautiful channel members, we got new emojis. We have chicken emojis. We have Little Thor and the Violet Flame. And we have Freya. We have Freya emojis and tampon emojis for Birdo. Unfortunately, I will never be able to go back to seeing that. That's okay. Perception is a beautiful thing in this world, and unless you know my heart and my intentions, I'd rather stay away from the ugly and the inauthenticness. It hurts too much. Hurts my soul. Too often do I find myself in situations where my integrity is challenged. And at this point, I'm not fighting that anymore. If you know me, for me, I'm not going to fight. I shouldn't have to. Shouldn't have to explain myself either. I was questioned by others. So if I was, what do I gain from any of the negativity? Do I gain anything from it? Please explain this one to me. Why? Because I'm psychotic? You can view me that way. That's okay. The aliens are coming. That's fun to watch on Facebook. The aliens are coming. No, Buckshot, no one is perfect, but I hear little birdies have whispered. I'm actually I last weekend was hysterically crying. I was in shock, dismayed, and if we know who I am and my integrity, like if I wanted things to end in such a nasty way, that's not the way I would have done it. Accidents happen, things happen outside of someone's control. And instead of people calling me and having a conversation to clear the air, no one, it's just assume and then attack. And I'm not about that. I'm about rational thinking and speaking and knowing that what benefit do I have of any of that? Like, why do I want that on me? What do I gain from that? because there's nothing I am gaining from it besides heartache and discouragement and disappointment and literal loss. It makes me sick and devastated. But I guess no one could care that I have feelings too, and that things happen outside of my control. A lot of things in the last 2 months has happened outside of my control. And the only thing I can control about myself is my reactions to it. And I'm not allowing devastating things to take control of my brain. Like my cousin transcending. Yeah. What? Right. And I mean, if I didn't shed an emotion, I was more in shock. Maureen was there and thank God for him. He really helped me get through that and put some perspective to me. And he's like an outside objective person and doesn't know, like he knows you guys like by the fact that he comes into the chat every once in a while, but he doesn't know you like I know you guys. So he's very objective and sees things in a different perspective than I do. And I'm very thankful for that outside perspective. Sometimes you need it to make things make sense sometimes. And I'm very thankful for him because he kept me busy. He kept me like getting my stress out by fucking his fence up. Um, AK-47, a bitch blew it up. It was really fun, and I'm hoping that there's more of that to come. I need that stress relief. Things are hard for everybody. My school finally is acknowledging that because of what's happening, that there's going to be more assistance here. And if anybody personally or with the family needs any assistance, they put a lot of like the food bank stuff information out. And I always question, well, when I get one of those boxes from the food bank, it's nothing but shit. At least in New York, I was getting vegetables, even if it did have caused me food poisoning twice. But at least they're still trying to do the right thing with fruit and not stuff that is just about to be thrown out. So one thing I will say about seeing spirit, not all of us are meant to see them. Sometimes we're not aware that we're feeling them. Like I don't always see what's going on behind me. I feel it. Like earlier I saw a little orb go that way. I feel spirit more than I see it. Now, as a child, I was like that kid from The Sixth Sense. I saw it all. The good, the bad, the ugly. I've seen the demon. I've seen the devil in person. I mean, the projection that they want you to see. I've seen it all. I'm not afraid. I've seen the aliens. I'm not afraid. Okay, I'm gonna say hi, Ben. Welcome. I don't know how to pronounce that, and I butcher names really bad. We all know this. So don't mind me. I'll call you Ben. Hi, welcome. Welcome. So I did do my presentation today for those of you just joining. Um, got really good reviews. Uh, thank you to if half of my staff might be watching, I put my website and told some people that I am on YouTube. So if you're watching me, hi, thank you for showing up today. Thank you, thank you. For the kiddos, this is from Paint and Sip. We have Turkey Lurkey, Mr. Gobble Gobbles. Easy peasy. Anybody could do this. And I'm not just saying that because this does somewhat to some people look complicated. It is not as bad as you think. Um, kid friendly. Not all my stuff is kid friendly. But most of it is. I try to keep it kid friendly. This is my favorite scent, and I'm really upset. I have to look harder, but I can't find the scent anymore. It's an essential oil. It's plum orchid. This thing smells delish. It's one of my favorite scents besides sage. We are almost done with flamingo. We're almost done. We're halfway there. Yes, this is this chat that we have going on. I call all of them angels. I know they're earth angels or angels incarnate. I'm an archangel incarnate, two of them. And that's not to boast. It's a huge responsibility. It's huge. And sometimes it's overstimulating to think that. So just for those who oopsie doodle. Before I get into crafting, this is my expressive therapeutic art presentation. Hang on. Too many windows open. Oops. Look at the painting. I did that one. So what I explained into the presentation today, and what I tried to break the barrier with people, like one of my drawing professors, always had us doodle before we were to do our projects. And he said the thinking behind doing doodling and just making lines and spaces is to get your brain wired, focused, calm. Because you ask somebody to do something and they sit there like a deer in headlights and don't know what to draw, they don't have the idea. When you focus in and like take some breaths and just do, it doesn't need to be a Picasso, I can swear to you guys. But these are some of the drawings I added. That's me on the floor with a bleeding heart in the water of rain. But there's the flower and there's the umbrella shielding me a little bit, and then my hands are up into the sky asking why, and there's my chords. And one of the hardest ones that everybody had an issue with was the personal logo. And I challenged everybody to do this. Here's my little cat. And again, I'm only doing this out of not doing it perfectly. It's just a fast sketch. Integrity, perseverance, strength, light and dark, balance, neutral, duality. There's my little angel cat with the sword of the archangel and the demon side and the shield of an angel. There's a lot of runes. This is Soilo. And this is the Helm of Ah, my Norse fun. And then this is just, a fancy name. Like what if I were to ask you to do a personal logo, what would it be? How would you represent yourself? How do you identify with yourself? Do you identify from the place of your profession? Do you identify yourself from the place of your spirituality? Do you picture yourself and identify with self as your hobby? Or how do you present yourself to the world? So these are just examples of that. And this is design.com. You still have to pay for the design, but I made this as an example. And then I was able to play some of the binaural beats. And some helpful prompts. And like listening to music and listening to the vibrations. And then I did add a Q&A. And for anybody that wanted to leave their email with me. And then thank you. So that was a quick version of my presentation. Ben, I'm not, as much as I want more people, I don't. I want people to find me authentically and organically. I mean, the craft and sip, I do craft a lot, by the way. If I can get it from behind here. I got a lot going on behind here. We got animal paws, Jesus Louises. What is this stuck on? Oh, the easel itself. Huh. Who knew? I need to clean up back here. I make signs. And paintings. I do a lot of this stuff. I do. But I talk spiritually 98% of the time. And I tackle topics that not everybody's ears wants to hear. So it's a little deceptive. Well, thank you. I mean, Ashmaya felt this is the pillow that Ashmaya made me. Of little Thor, who I didn't see today. That video I posted was from yesterday. Too busy this morning, packing up 2 laptops and a bag full of, I already had most stuff already packed, but too much today. Let's just say that. Too much. But very successful. I will say that. A very, very successful day. And now I could say I presented. I could say that now. Yay. You know, with vertical streaming or like sharing content and stuff, maybe in the future, maybe, but I think there's too many diverse, not enough acceptance of others' ideas, and it's my way or the highway kind of thing, and I'm not that way. And I will challenge people's expanded thinking, but not in, and maybe I'm wrong, but I try not to. I am into the many worlds interpretation. So all realities and all potentialities and possibilities are here. It's just which one do you perceive? You know, I don't like making fun of anybody because there is a flat earth and there is a globular earth. There's things outside the firmament. there isn't things outside of the firmament. The firmament could be under the water. We could be in a black hole. There's so many potentialities and possibilities. They all exist. It's just which one are you living? Which one are you perceiving? And we all perceive and feel differently. So my reality is not your reality. So it until people are more open to discussing things without having it be their way or the highway or their ego over your personality, it's a little difficult. And with beings that are channeled, Daniel Scranton is really good, and Ann Taylor, sometimes Pamela Erlin, and I'm not saying they themselves are the bad they're not bad at all, or I just don't align with everything that comes through them. Bashar only has one thing that comes through Daryl Anka. I don't know if he channels anything else. I haven't begged to question that. Do I believe everything Bashar says? No, there's narratives and programming steered in his projections. I'm not saying all of it is bad. I'm just saying I don't buy the program. And that's okay. That's not one for me to tune into. Use your discernment. I don't necessarily, I'm going to be honest, lady, I don't use easels as much. I only do it here because it's a place for it to be seen. But I like doing things on me. If the canvas is big enough, I put it up against the wall. I don't use an easel. I've done a lot of really large scale stuff. Rare that an easel was used, even in school. Like I'm very non-structured when it comes to how and when I do my art. I like to paint on the floor. But that's just me. And sure, a little easel set up in the outdoors doing landscape is one thing. But you can go to Five Below or Michael's. They're about $10. The one I have back here is a little more expensive because it folds up and it goes into a bag and it's travel size. Oh, that candle smells good. And that's a beautiful thing, Charlene, that and you can recognize that. Um, my guides, my higher self filters a lot of my downloads and a lot of my thinking before it comes out of me. So things have been sitting in my field of consciousness outside of me that now flows in when it's the time for it to be projected out. But I'm not sitting here closing my eyes and calling on beings to come through me. I only got my mom to come through. I'm a clear cognizant channel. I clear cognize what comes through me consciously. So I do have control. But I mean, isn't everything a program? It's just which one are you tuning into? There's 100 channels out there on the television playing right now synchronistically. Which one are you tapping into? If any at all. And just because you watch television doesn't make you evil. A lot of us can now objectively listen and subject ourselves to information without letting it suck us into a rabbit hole that you're never ever coming back out of unless you are aware that there's an agenda at foot. It's not a pretty scenario either, because if we look at the pretense that if God's all things, the devil is God, the little micro ant is God, everything is God, and it's here to test us, where in the program do we need to learn? Have fun, Scott. Be safe out there. Whatever you're doing. Be safe, be seen. Oh, this color pencil is taking the sparklies out of the oil, the watercolor. Boo. But there's some boo-boo spots in the water that I want to fix. So, color pencil on top of watercolor. That's what I'm doing. And nothing really is a boo-boo. All is a happy accident, as Bob Ross would say. And I honestly wish that back in the day I used to wear a lanyard for work that was Bob Ross, and I had a little kid go, Bob Ross, and the way he said it was so freaking adorable. I wish I could have recorded his voice saying it. Bob Ross. I hope that kid is doing well. It's been a few years. I have to wait till I get paid on Friday to send these out. Allison is in the red. In the red, not by choice. Unexpected things happen, and then you're having to pay for it. The beautiful things about life. Just darkening up some stuff with the pencil. I need a sharpener. See, I'm so happy I got this. Prismacolors take special sharpeners. Sorry, not sorry. Not every sharpener is made equal. What about ranch dressing? I like ranch dressing. There's a lot of dressing I can't stomach. I have a very weird palate. It's very bizarre. And I also want to thank all of you that listen to the Oracle card readings for the channel member only videos. For some reason, it really struck some of you harder than the other ones, and it's a pleasure doing them. That noise is my heat. As you can hear clicking, maybe you can hear the clicking. Sorry, I'm going silent for a second. I'm channeling, as always. Yeah, Spirit is cautioning me. At least they try to help when they feel like helping. It's great. I don't appreciate that, Spirit. Oh, interesting. Um, Freya doesn't really like the chicken. I'll make chicken legs or if I go get a rotisserie chicken, I usually chop up a lot for her and Little Thor. Little Thor will eat anything just about. He's grateful. She's a little picky. She's a little picky. The fleece situation is way better, way better. You know what I got information-wise, guys? Borax. I went to Gong Bath. I went to the Gong Bath. Let's just say that Gong Bath was magical. Magical. It aligned me in ways. It was one of his best Gong Baths that he's ever done. It was fantastical. It was fantastic. Um, if anybody gets to experience these things, like the place that I go to is it's donation based. So if you have nothing, you're not required to pay. I usually like to give a few bucks when I have it. And there was times that I cleared the area or cleared the space so that I could partake and have an energy exchange of some sort. I like to have energy exchange, period. And sometimes you need alignment, and it's not the easiest thing, but Maureen helped me out there. Thank you, Maureen. Um, I really needed that gong bath. I had a lot of visions. I had a lot of spirit droppings. Not in the ways I need it, but I guess my soul needed it more for me to figure it out. There are Spirit is telling me there's a lot of agendas at foot right now. To stay clear of it all. Kudos, Spirit. Will do. 10-4. I normally with borax, I was told this. You sprinkle it on the carpet, you sprinkle it in places that the babies are, but not where they're going to be. Like you isolate the room like I did with the ozone machine. That helped big time. Freya still has like the knits. There's like I'm still doing the Dawn dish soap brushings every other day because her skin is irritated. The dry shampoo I'm supposed to do twice a week. Again, you don't want all the, even if it's organic, you don't necessarily want her to be licking all of that constantly. It's not healthy. Um, Even though there's healthy things for us, but cats are very temperamental to things. So I tend to be very cautious with a lot of it. And she is very, very picky about her tummy being brushed. And I don't want to torture her or freak her out any more than I did that first day I tried to bathe her. That was not good. And I don't have those kind of cat gloves for her murder mittens and not slice me up like a Freddy Krueger movie. I can tell you that. Woo! Peeing everywhere, spraying pee everywhere. She was in fear. She wasn't a happy camper, and I don't want to subject her to that stuff. But the most of the infestation is out of her and out of the house. Little things. So I was told by one of the spiritual people that I have spoken to that have pets who also does everything organic, borax, and you lay it down for an hour or two, and then you vacuum it up. Game changer. And I bathe with borax. That's how I detox my body with baking soda, borax, and Epsom salt. So yeah, good tip for anybody that wants to get rid of fleas. If your pets get fleas, you don't put the borax on them. You put it on the furniture and then you vacuum it up. Or you can leave it in, it depends on you. So hope everybody's having a blessed and beautiful night. You know, for me, life has been one heck of a fucked up ride, messed up, devastating ride. But I'm not allowing it to take me down. I'm trying to organize my pencils a little better. A little. That's not saying a lot. I don't know how that got in there. I'm looking for a particular color and it's not popping out. These we might have to do. So I use the Prisma colors, the 150 set. Best pencils out on the market, in my opinion. From an artist perspective, I'm sure there's other pencils out there, but they're bar none for me. And then I found out I'm off the 10th and the 11th, Veterans Day. So I get to hang out, maybe, potentially, with Marine. Maybe. That'd be great. Because he's a veteran. And I like to honor them. So this is a short week for me. And then I have another 4-day weekend I don't get paid for. Sometimes color is hard to see over the watercolor. Just an FYI, if you choose to test this modality out, I have like the combination. Because the watercolor gives it a like a nice wash. And then you can go in with the color pencil to give it more definition. and make some areas pop out more than others. So I recommend, if that's tickling your fancy. Doesn't tickle everybody's. These are fake, by the way. It was very nice speaking to a lot of the staff members today because a lot of people don't realize I have a lot more in common than they think that I don't. I have a lot in common with a lot of them. I spoke a lot about also stepping into your authenticity. I went off script a lot today with certain dynamical people in the room. And a lot of them agree that they're not showing up for themselves as authentically as they should. And they said not to beat themselves up over it, but what can you implement each day that you're not putting a mask on? How are you showing up for yourself every day authentically? Are you putting your boundaries up? Aw. Yeah, I try not to tab as much as I used. I used to tab so much and I don't do it anymore. Um, my desktop I'm okay with, my laptop not so much. Laptop is needing to be replaced eventually. I wish that I had an iPad. I would have, if I knew I was allowed to, record myself at the presentation. But I there's a lot going on with my school system, and I'm not here to press buttons or lose a job that I can't afford to lose just yet. Eventually a door of some sort will open up. If not, I got to figure it out soon because I can't continue on this path that I'm on right now. It's just something I am not 100% with. I know you really can't notice it. You have to look at it really up close. But the Schumann has been really calm as of overnight. I was in a not my body, vivid dreams, and then abruptly woke up, which I don't like doing. That means something was trying to fuck with me energetically. Abruptly woke up, like that. It wasn't fun. I did not look at the Italian chart, did I? Nope. Let's look there. See that right there? See that? That's a lot. That's a lot. It's been worse. It has. It has been worse. But with the full moon and all the, hang on. I think I saved it. Okay, I don't need this anymore. I got like I had a like take pictures of the email just in case I did not bring two laptops, but I brought two laptops today. One from my work and one from my personal. Did I share it on my Facebook? There's a lot of planetary alignments. And again, use these things as tools, not something to really live your life by. Um, because we can get stuck in those modalities too. Like I don't allow like the oracle or tarot card readings I listen to. I only take the themes that are being presented that are over and over and over again said by so many different people. So I know that it's hitting like the Aries collective like this. And what do I need to personally look at? But I don't run and rule my life by astrology or the oracle cards or tarot cards or any of that. It's tools to use. So if I feel off, I wake up crabby. If I feel like I'm purging major, like I'm going through a whole plethora of fucked up shit. And guess what? I'm purging it out. It's from other selves and other paradigms. The loop stops with me. We are the ones cutting the ancestral of whatever you want to perceive it. We are cutting the cord to the loop that's been spiraling, not upwards, not downwards, but just every epoch we're coming back and doing the same shit. Every loop, 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 loop. And then finally the song ends. And instead of that record going back and doing the same loop, it is now being changed. And a different paradigm is going to start. It's up to you when you decide when it starts. And for my soul, it's starting now. It's just not being pretty about it. I hope I saved it. So tonight, Mars is in Sagittarius. No offense, Saggies out there. I have a lot of Sagittarius in my chart. That's why I made that face. Here it is. Mars trine Neptune confirms your dreams are manifesting fast and signals it's time to courageously move toward them. So today's a perfect example. Today I did my very first presentation. I mean, obviously I present to you guys every week, but not in a professional, even though it is professional, sort of. But with like slideshows and doing things like that was my very first time today, and it felt great. Just like doing this makes me happy. So it's a dream of mine. If there has been something you've been dreaming of and holding faith for, this energy confirms your intuition has been right from the beginning. The repeating signs, the dreams that felt too vivid, and the thoughts that refused to fade were guiding you all along. Neptune brings proof that what you've been feeling has always been real. And Mars gives you the strength to act before doubt and hesitation slows your progress. Messages, offers, invites, and opportunities begin to appear with timing so perfect it feels divinely arranged. Stay open because dreams often unfold through divine sequence. Showing up in ways you didn't expect but deeply needed. What you visualize is already forming in your reality, and your instincts already know how to receive it. Move with faith and prepare like the blessings has already arrived, because what you have wished for is already moving towards you. Eons, epochs. So this supermoon, the closest, biggest, and brightest supermoon of the year. This marks the second supermoon in a rare trio, a charged portal of transformation that stays active until the final one on December 4th. Every emotion, decision, and intention carries amplified force under its light. Challenges dissolve as karmic doors close, clearing the path for rapid manifestation. Whatever you call in now begins manifesting fast, aligning with your highest timeline. Or are we merging with it and jumping to it? By the time the last supermoon rises, what you've envisioned now will start taking tangible shape in ways that feel divinely designed, destined, and dreamlike. The supermoon energy has been building since early October and is now peaking. And at its most intense, supermoon are far more powerful than regular full moons. So emotions, intuition, dreams, and psychic abilities will be magnified over the next 48 to 72 hours. Have a good night, Miss Charlene. Thank you for coming and supporting. We love you. So a lot's happening energetically. Are you feeling it? I'm only a testament to energy and putting it out there for you guys because, hey, I jumped on an opportunity. Hey, you want to present? Here it is. Scott! Pray emoji. I got to work on the rest. The emojis they're not as simple as one would think. It's these ratios and aspect ratios and things you got to collapse things into, and then sometimes it doesn't equate or look good. Who knew about emojis? I would have been in that field ages ago if I would have known. Sad. Just sad. I would have been an emoji queen. Oh, I gotta fix that bubble. I knew I had something to do. Sorry, but it does. So the expressive arts can be done in so many modalities. And I'm hoping that there is more of an avenue where, as much as cognitive behavioral therapy is something that you need to like know your shit, like people like me that know shit but don't have the degree for it can get recognized in some sense. You know, not every doctor is right and not every spiritual person's on it. But I hope to begin making the shadow work courses and integrating, making some slides and then doing some guided artwork with people. And that's kind of the direction I want to take things in as a passive income. And good thing for 40 memberships, you guys get a little taste of that. I also need to like draw out my journal. Here's Spirit again. What if time isn't just a single line flowing from past to future, but actually has 3 dimensions? Scientists from the universities of Warsaw, that is so Warsaw, and Oxford propose a radical framework that could turn our understanding of the universe upside down. Our favorite, non-favorite, joking, haha. Einstein, space-time combines 3 spatial dimensions and 1 of time. Yet quantum mechanics reveals particles can exist in multiple states simultaneously. It's how you observe it. Your brain already puts the signal out. It's up for your eyes to see it. And entangled particles seem to communicate faster than light, defying classical limits. Like, has anybody ever recorded, and I'm sure there is documentation somewhere in this world, how fast a human thought can be? But even go further than that, like you're simultaneously, your organs are functioning due to your physical brain. You don't even think about it. You're breathing naturally. You don't think about breathing, it happens. Your heart beats. You're not making it beat. Your body is. Organically, biochemically. How fast is a human thought? Because if your brain is receiving all this stuff and your body is functioning and my arm is going up and I have an itchy and I'm itching it, obviously that might be faster than light. It's instantaneous. A new theory asks, what would reality look like to something moving faster than light? Time and space could swap roles, creating a universe with 3 dimensions of time and 1 of space. In such a world, quantum weirdness particles appearing in multiple places or influencing each other instantly would be perfectly normal. While still speculative, this idea provides a fresh lens to explore the deep mysteries of physics. I like that. You know why? Even if it's speculative or it's a theory, usually those things get proven at some point, or at least half partially proven or disproven, but it's still playing out in the many worlds interpretation that in one reality it all works. Is it the reality you're perceiving? There's the key. Once again, you don't need to agree, perceive, feel anything the same from anybody else because your reality is unique to you. If you see beyond good and evil and see that there's no right or wrong, that all holds a purpose, an intention, all serves for something bigger and greater. And sometimes when you narrow-mindedly put the horse blinders on, and you're only seeing your perception and you're not looking in the 360 view to see the different ways and different perceptions of what's in the middle of the room, you're losing out. You're not expanding your mind. And that's where I come in and try to help you guys steer and navigate expansion. You don't need to agree with me, but it's a thought that you're thinking that expands. I'm all about the prove me wrong, but I don't even need you to prove me wrong. I want you to feel it, embrace it. I call this flamingo done. Flamingo! Flamingo done. Yay! Don't worry, I have more work to get done. I got another portrait to do. I'm going to start on that this weekend. So if you guys do want something commissioned or would like a print of something, please let me know. It's holiday season. The mail and the shipping stuff is gonna get upticked by a shit ton. So if you can get it in early, because things do take me time. It's unfortunately like I wish I could be making a living doing this and drawing all day, maybe one day, but for now I don't have that capacity or capability of living off of just my artwork. Um, Betty! Thank you, Ashmaya. Chicken! Buck buck. I still won't do it. Let's do Pinky. Pinky, the flamingo! There it goes. It's Pinky. With the eyelashes. I didn't wear my flamingo earrings today. Um, they're wide and they don't sit right to be seen. I did wear these today. Even though I was totally not in character, I wore the professional dress and everybody's like, "Where's your pirate pride?" At home. I'm presenting. Tuning fork again in this ear. I don't know what's going on with the right ear, but happening. I'm trying to see if there's anything else energetically that we could grab because we're also headed into a Mercury retrograde. And I don't live my life by that nonsense either. And I call it nonsense at this point because I blame everything on Mercury retrograde. I really do. I'm not a fan. Um, Anybody from New York know who won the race? I've been there is so much hate going on my feed from New York. And I love you New Yorkers out there. I do. Love you. But my gosh. Do you see it? Do you not see it? I don't know. Not my I mean, I can tell you right now, the mafia rules my town. It's very interesting. Here's today's, this is from April Ripley. I sometimes read her stuff. You may feel drawn back to a dream, person, or a part of yourself you thought was in the past, not as regression, but as reclamation. Emotions and memories may rise as the heart opens, guiding you to feel rather than analyze. Pay attention to signs like mirrors or repeating numbers. They signal that something, once unfinished, is returning for resolution and healing. What's meant for you has never left. It's simply waited for your readiness to receive it. And I can say that's true. We navigate when things come back, like this is the retrograde energies that come in, we're confronted with axes, things that we thought we healed, and all of a sudden it resurfaces up its ugly head. How are you reacting to that second time? Are you even noticing these things? I think it's very valiant of you guys to acknowledge. I know that certain people, places, and things like to pop back into my purview. And I'm like, I don't know if I'm touching that with a 10-foot pole. I don't know what the reasoning for it is. And sometimes I do. But it's taking the mature route, if especially with people, especially like exes or ex-friends or people of that nature. I know that that circle back happens around every 10 years for me. I get from the woodwork. A few years ago, I got a lot from high school, people apologizing to me for calling me crazy and nuts, and then they're like, you were right. Sorry. You know, and I take the apology. I'm like, well, what did you learn from that? Did you learn anything? So today's art favorite of my presentation are these art sticks, and I highly recommend these. I love these. They might look like they're for kids, but the adults were having a freaking fantastic time with them. And I want to preview them. I'll do a dark color so you can see it. We'll do purple. So, why these are amazing. Let's make a big purple heart. Look at the flow. It's flowy. It's fun. And for kids, it's big enough so if even if they do it, you know, a lot of kids grab their utensils or their pens like this and draw like that. This is just really good for fine motor, occupational therapy for those that need help with grip. When I was healing from my arthritis, not that it's healed, but when I was going through that time in my life where I couldn't hold a pencil and I found holding bigger objects even hard, the therapy that I used was holding bigger objects but forcing it and like making sure I could do it in different ways but still get a result. Also, I'm a dominant right, but I'm also ambidextrous. But if you want to work on that side of your brain or balance your brain out, perfect tool to practice with. I can twist my body. That could have been a bad disaster. So these are not as small as colored pencils. So you can lighten up on your grip and just color, and it's not going to matter. So if you are getting stuck in your crafting or you're not getting the ideas that you or the results that you're looking for and you're getting frustrated, switch up your brain. Switch it up, switch it up. Because it doesn't need to be perfect. That was the whole point of today, is just getting in the zone of doing your doodles. So if you're looking to enhance your working the other side of your brain, like brushing your teeth with your left hand is very helpful and useful. Hi, Auntie Amy. Hi, beautiful. It helps. Look, I just made a leaf with my left hand. And as ambidextrous as I am, that doesn't mean it's going to be perfect. Does that matter? No. It's the fact of trying. How is missing me? How are you doing? Amy's going through some traumatic times with her babies. She got two of her babies having come home. Babies in terms of kitties. And I've been, praying for her babies to come home or just know that they're in a helpful spot. Miss Amy, I'm giving you hearts because you are loved and we love you. I love all of you. So if you want to practice, if you're a dominant right or even a dominant left, use your other hand and explore drawing with your other hand. It's a really good modality. And with the expressive stuff that I was teaching today, you don't have to, it's not about Picasso. Oh, Ash Maya. the one thing I will say from what I know from Morgan and Ethan and Odin passing over and transcending to the other side is that a lot of the animals are leaving, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. Um, as much as we have a huge soul connection to the animals that inhabit our life, the ones that have stayed in. Um, know that a lot of them are transcending to become human. Which, if we're seeing a lot more of this, from a mediumistic perspective, a lot of the animals are moving on up in density. So what was once first dimension density, 1, is now becoming a 2. Second density are animals, and some insects are going to become also animals. It's a cycle of life. And just keep this in mind, because I know a lot of us have lost animals. Oh, just know this. They chose you to learn how to be human, and that is a gift in itself. So no matter the circumstance, the short, the long-term stay that a lot of animals do or don't have in our lives, most of the time they're here for a little bit of a season. Sometimes they're here for a long term, and everything has a purpose and serves a reasoning for happening. We don't like to hear that sometimes. We don't want to acknowledge that at times, but I could tell you that that's what I believe. Because Odin wasn't in my life for that long, but he brought me Freya. And Freya, it fills a lot of the gaps in my life that I wouldn't have if she wasn't around. But I'm hoping for you, Amy, that they come home, and I hope Ashmaya's little Thor comes home. Makes me sad. Left-handed fun. Left hand. And I'm going to tell you right now, a lot of the teachers and the staff that I had in my room today really love these sticks. They thought it was flowy and calming and soothing and just fun to work with. So if you want to explore things that techniques to calm you down or to do with kids, so a lot of the time kids can't verbalize to you why they're angry. They know they're angry, right? But anger comes out in so many different ways. There's angry, like, yeah, I'm angry at the situation, but I'm going to hold it back, or I'm going to punch in a wall right now. There's different levels to feeling frustrated. Like you're gonna break shit, or you're just like, snippy. If you take a couple of breaths and bring something out that you're enjoying. Try it. Good for you, Amy. Okay, so lowercase is a little harder in left hand. Come home, babies. You know, we have to do what we can to make ourselves feel more at ease when shit like that happens. It sucks. It truly does. Oh boy. Yeah, that the teacher that I have next door to me has really, really difficult children, and they're very violent, some of them. Um, we have to ask ourselves in a bigger scheme, what drives a person to get violent? What drives a person to act out? What drives violence? And when it's a repetitive patterning, what can be done to calm them down? Oh, and I'm sure Rob gave you the biggest hug and was also upset. I'm sure he loves the babies just as much as you do, Miss Amy. Um, I'm hoping that more of us can intuitively tap into people like that to find more of a way of, yeah, talking to their higher selves. That's kind of what I try to do in my room with my situation, is asking their higher selves to try to tap into my energy field so I can see why they're upset and how to help them in the physical. Because just because they can't speak in the physical body doesn't mean their higher self isn't able to. You set those limitations on yourself. You put those limitations in, and you put those challenges in your way on a soul level. You don't realize that unless you understand the components of reality. And if we could all have the ability to talk to those that are acting out, and they act out for everything has and serves a purpose and a reasoning. there's nothing that is in this universe that is done. Some people, I mean, accidents happen, but they absolutely happen with some sort of lesson that needs to be learned and some sort of reactionary point of a catalyst that shifts. So things do happen for reasonings that sometimes we like or don't like, but they happen. When it comes to people, if we can have the advantage of talking to someone's higher self and saying, hey, like, why are you so angry? Like, what's going on in the vehicle that we can help or not do something that's triggering it? We don't know because we can't communicate with you, or you're giving us mixed signals. What could we do better? And for the kids, me anchoring their energy in is a big deal. Sometimes, um, sometimes it is the government, and sometimes it's the modalities in which we are working under. I think people in the adult stages, sometimes they really can't help themselves, and we think they can, but they can't. Sometimes it's an act for attention. So they seek out to do harm for attention. That doesn't land you anywhere either. It's getting and growing a relationship with somebody to know. And I know it's harder in your situation, Amy. Um, it sure is. I'm curious about this school, SKOOL. Brian Scott just started one. And I wanna get more of my. Then there's the left ear with the tuning fork. It's the devil horns. I'm looking at a big picture, getting channeled, and I'm getting the crosshairs. The streams have crossed. Hang on. You need more coffee. Coffee. There's a lot of interesting things out there. What channel are you tuning into? I know that my boundaries are getting tighter and tighter and tighter and tighter. I don't like it necessarily, doesn't feel comfortable just yet. I know it all has a necessary meaning for it. The chatter in my brain is going bonkers, bonkers. So what's going on upstairs, if I could formulate words right now, we're being shifted. We all are shifting. We've been shifting. We're being tested right now in a multitude of ways that are challenging what we know and introducing better reactionary points to it. So yesterday I read the Arantia book, and a lot of people don't understand it. It's not an easy, understandable read. It's from the Urtites. They're a race of species somewhere in the galaxy, somewhere, maybe in another dimension. I don't know. But someone channeled this book. They were talking about thought adjusters. And a lot of the chapters right now that I'm reading is about them. The mystery monitors and the thought adjusters and the different levels of them. For me, that's just your other selves, your higher self jumping into you, navigating you. Like when I say that I have my oversoul, I'm aware of my oversoul and what components make up my oversoul, and the Archangel Collective that jumps through me, and the other celestials and whatever. I don't give things labels and names so much anymore, but to make it make sense. And for me, that's what a thought adjuster is, if I were to define it that way. That's how I make that book make sense. Like you incarnated and you have an aspect of yourself that is upstairs that jumps in here to navigate you. And that's your thought adjuster. And the adjusters are there to steer and navigate your life. They understand from a higher perspective the lessons of soul growth and the things that you need to experience for that growth to incur in your life. Each and every one of us experiences different things, different capacities, different modalities of experience. You feel it uniquely to you. Like how I love somebody is not how you love somebody. How I taste coffee might not be the same way you taste coffee. The way I indulge in my cannolis is not the same way Bachshot indulges in his cannolis. It's just a matter of how you are experiencing things. And each and every one of us experiences differently. And right now, what we're being initiated into and tested with is the outside noise of the world. Which is difficult because it is a part of our construct. Turkey! Gobble, gobble. Hopefully there's no snowstorm here so I can enjoy gobble gobbles with Marine. That would be nice. You know, as the holidays also come, a lot of our tests are going to get higher and raise more, and our reality is going to shift again, especially near Christmas. How so, Allison? Because the continuum has expanded enough that now you're going to be presented with the real deal shit, and now you have to pay up and walk the walk. Not just talk about it, walk it, walk through it, go through it. A lot is changing in our paradigm. I am still trying to watch the news to see who won some mayor races, governor races, for pure enjoyment. There's an X flare incoming. There has been an earthquake in Indonesia 3 hours ago. Possible increase in interference in radio, satellite, space weather, health effects expected. So there is a flaring coming. Yes, they are, Ash Maya, and you know, it's a beautiful thing that when you become cognizant of the change that is be happening within you, and of course, you're still going to go back into, when certain things happen to me, I used to shut down and internalize my anger, my frustration, and I never brought it out until it was at the fuse point and the bomb exploded. And then here comes Cunty. See you next Tuesday, Allison out for the kill. And that's an Aries trait. It's not a pretty one. I am fire and I have a lot of fire in my chart. Being that said, I also have a lot of air, which amplifies shit. That's not a good combo to have. And in the last couple of years, I have been more cognizant in the moment or in the after moments of having a situation take place and really just taking the step back instead of reacting right away and instead of just bringing it here and feeling it and getting super upset and angry and in this state of shock, even though that is physiologically happening, my mental scape is like, okay, let this make sense and go through the motions. I'm also doing recapitulation exercises where I'm looking at, so something went wrong in my paradigm, or I had something happen in my day that threw me off. Now, right before I go to sleep, I can visualize that not happening during my day so that I'm going to sleep not in the state of worry, but in this state of, okay, so what could I have done to make this a better day, and actually visualize it and recapitulate my energy. It's not to say to forget something, it's not to say to abandon ship, it's to help your mental scape. And I've been working a lot with that, especially after I got rear-ended, and there's like a ripple effect from that point on that things just keep seeming to blow up in my face. And I am like, what did I do wrong? Or what is the assumptions, the projections? But then I don't really care because people are going to think what they think. And I'm like, I don't need those people who think negatively around my life anyway. So it's a weird dichotomy to be jumping back and forth into. I love this. I love this meme. I don't always incarnate on Earth, but when I do, I usually forget that I'm a psychedelic fractal of an infinite consciousness. I just shared that on my Facebook. If you're there, you saw it. Okay, hang on. I want to read this to you guys because we were talking about time earlier. And this is too much of a goodie not to share. At least speculate. I'll share my screen. Time stopped for 1.3 seconds and no one noticed. In 2023, the world's most precise atomic clocks, accurate to a billionth of a second, all recorded the same impossible event of 1.3 seconds temporal void. Every satellite and digital network ran perfectly, yet global timekeeping systems showed a synchronized pause, a measured blink in a flow of existence. This is interesting. Physicists call it a temporal anomaly, assuming an error, but no malfunction was ever found. For that instance, Earth's rotation fell out of rhythm, and time itself slipped from the machines that define it. Some say it was a cosmic resonance, others whisper it was something really wasn't meant to record. What was it? Whatever it was, 1.3 seconds vanished and the world moved on as if it had never stopped. Wow. Love the linear shit. It's mind-boggling. My God. So much of the shit in my emails and is just junk. Junk. I did have an actual craft I was gonna start today as well, but it's upstairs. I forgot to bring it down. I got home and I had some French toast, something soft and light for my teeth. And when I got down here, I'm like, I'm doing more left-handed drawing. So what is everybody doing for Thanksgiving? I don't know what I'm doing yet. It all depends on the weather, and I unfortunately financially won't be able to do much because I don't get paid for times off. It's a continuous theme working for this state. What I'm noticing in the collective, though, and this is a little bit of what I was getting channeled a little earlier, is that people are more open-minded to the other potentialities that exist. They might not believe in it. There might still be skeptical, but at least their minds are opening up. It's like watching the X-Files all over again with Mulder and Scully. Watching Unsolved Mysteries. Watching the Y-Files. The governments and everybody hide shit. Why? You can't really make out what I'm doing yet. Can ya? Yeah, Ripley's Believe It or Not. If we look back at a lot of these predictive programming shows and ask ourselves, like, if we looked back at the X-Files, like how much of that stuff actually came into our reality to exist? How much of that did we actually manifest? I would actually flip that, B lady, and would say that 1,000 years for us, or 1,000 minutes, or whatever you want, like time, because it's linear here, so we perceive it differently. To creator, it's a blank, because creator is all things. Creator is all things. So it's an interesting dynamic to think about. To that person perceiving that analogy, they could be right in one reality. I know that time and space is viewed differently. The law of one goes into it a bit. Rod talks about it. That time and space have a different mechanism out in a higher density. Math and physics shift, chemistry shifts in other dimensional spaces. They're not the same. We're only perceiving what we are allowed to perceive, and in a 3-4D sense, we're still in linear time. When we become, when we transcend, like my parents have said multiple times, like we don't perceive time up there the way you do. Like we were once human and we understand time, but now that we're in spirit and we have more of an omnipotent omnipresence in the universe, time is not perceived by them the same. Like things that spirit has predicted for me and in the Akashic has not yet transpired, and other things have. I continuously continue to shift my reality constantly. So when someone tells me a month ago, if it hasn't happened yet, that means I jumped onto another timeline they have not perceived. Doesn't make them wrong. It just makes it makes you question, okay, so if that wasn't the timeline, what did they do? What did they perceive? Because I know Janine, she's amazing. I love her. But I always question, what timeline is she picking up on me? It's a good one. I want to be out of the chaos already. I'm tired. And I just keep being flung slings and arrows at every juncture from the outside world. Left-handed flower. I hope you guys are at home doodling. Okay, so it is 7:41 here, and what time does voting close in New York? I want to know if my suspicion and my intuition was right. R3 radio blackout in progress with an X-class solar flare, currently rated at X 1.16. This is the second X flare in 2 hours. The sun is incredibly busy today. And it's over the majority of the United States. And like Hawaii. Good job, Scott. I have to read this. Okay. Mind-bending study. Okay, this is like normie crap. Reveals possible alien genetic code within humans. We all know this, but it's beautiful to see it on internets. Linked to enhance mental and telepathic traits. Do you feel validated yet? Do you feel validated? I hope you guys feel validated. We've been talking about this for a long time. We are the aliens. Many of us are aware that we are telepathic, and some of us have yet to get the back and forth, but we have entanglements that are slower than others. We're not instantaneous just yet here. It seems like it's instantaneous, but it really isn't, because things materialize slow here. Hi, Amy. But that's big. That's huge. In a revelation that blurs the boundary between science and the unknown. It's been known. This is not from your experts. We all know about those. Researchers have identified what may be extraterrestrial sequences hidden deep in human DNA. Oh, because that's why our DNA is unfolding. Our strains are not just two anymore. It's growing. It's growing. I love these little articles. Left hand. Again, not perfect. I'll be right back, guys. Give me 2 secs. Oh! Be the lighthouse. Be the lighthouse. I'm back. Freya was down here on one of my videos. She came down to say hi. She came down last night. I was just fiddling with sending myself my presentation to my work email and all that stuff. And she came down here to have some cuddle time, but she doesn't want to hop in the chair. I tried putting her in my lap. She likes to lay on my lap. Unless I spray the organic stuff, then she's like, okay. She is a sweet girl. And it really like whew. There's some really good stuff today. There's a lot of good stuff out there right now. Yeah, Frey's an interesting little chunk monkey. I'm still waiting. No results just yet. I'm very curious if my perception is right, because we're seeing a lot of things flip. She is a little compact. She's so petite. Little Frey is super petite. She's cute. I Quantum scientists discover time may not flow forward, but infinitely folds back upon itself. Could be. That's why I like the many worlds interpretation theory, because time is an illusion. We're bound by it in terms of linear time space 3D, but as we move up, it's an illusion. Yeah, as you see her little butt wiggle. She's a wiggle butt, sassy tail. I love my little sassy girl. Left hand. Make it happen in your life, guys. Try the left hand. If you have kiddos, grandkiddos, I would suggest getting these paint sticks. They're cheap and easy to navigate your left hand with if you want to increase your brain capacity on the other side. Of course, for me, I'm ambidextrous, so it's a little smidgen easier, but not so much. Left hand. Left hand. That's awesome, Amy. I know in my book somewhere around here, when I went to the medium, I think one of my very last times before he transcended, he told me that I need to incorporate both sides of my brain. So like brushing your teeth with the, like, this is my dominant hand is my right, but to use my left more. I'm like, how's the one to make it make sense? And today, doing my presentation, like everybody gravitated to these and not the expensive crayons. And not that they're expensive. And my chair is stuck to this, so excuse me 2 seconds. Where is this stuck at? OMG, the things that get stuck on this chair is bananas. I don't kid you. So this is the paper I have left. This stack was huge. Construction paper, another pad, markers, oil pastels. A lot of this I already had in the house. Another box of paint sticks, which I'm going to donate one to my classroom. I think someone stole one, by the way. More paper. Markers. I will say though, even missing one or two colors, it's all right. Crayons. These are like what are used in schools. Um, these are the more expensive in terms of like the better quality oil pastels. No one touched them. Everybody went for the Crayola. And these. Not too many people tackled. I only had 2 people. One came, so I had a woman come with embroidery, which was gorgeous. She mind blown. I was like, oh, tell me more. I'm excited. She brought some embroidering for herself. It was great. I had someone bring a canvas. They came late to my session, so they didn't get to finish it. And I told her to stay if she wanted to. It was open for her. She didn't stay. She felt a little awkward, but cool person. And then another person brought wood. I was like, yes. Yes. It was so exciting. So exciting. Super exciting. I can't. Bucker duckers. I gotta save something. There it goes. you're ambidextrous, Amy, and you use both sides of your brain, but we always have a dominant hand that we usually write with more than the other. Like if I play an instrument, I'm better with my left hand than my right hand, and it's weird. Shooting, I'm a righty, dominant hand, but I could still do with this hand, like I could do sign language the same with both hands. Um, Drawing and stuff, I use my right because it's more stable, but using these, it doesn't matter if it's stable or not. And just to practice, Magic Eye is another thing that I was told to use, because when you cross your eyes and like blur them out and like zone out, like you get to see the little sailboat in the picture. And it helps both sides of your lobes of your brain work together. But when you're brushing your teeth or doing your everyday little tasks with your opposite hand, you're not only strengthening that hand, you're working your other side of your brain more. And to have telepathy, to have a lot of these things that we want to experience, some people may not want to experience it. You need both lobes to work in sync and unify together. So that is why working with your left hand, drawing with your left hand is like an easy peasy way to get that done. Once again, a lot of the expectation today was just do you, boo, and do it authentically and enjoy the process. Being honest with yourself. This stupid. Mhm. It's coming out of the sun. The aliens are here. They've been here. There's motherships up there in the hologram. Whether they're holographic or not, I could give a fuck. Wow. New York, good job. 2 million votes for mayor. You see, I like when I read this. If you were born in the 80s, I'm 83. If you were born in the 80s, raised in the 90s, and made it to 2025, you lived in 5 different decades, 2 centuries, 2 different millennia, and you aren't even 50. I like those fun facts. It's a fun fact about me. Oh my gosh. I can't stop yawning, guys. This is not good. But I'm gonna get off in a few minutes. I do need some sleep. New York, I pray for you. I really do. I pray. Uh, so my theory on New York, and I know a lot of New Yorkers kind of see it this way in different perspectives. New York is the experiment. I have it's like the loudest, brightest, like fixed state that everybody Oh, my nose has been horribly itchy today. Who's thinking about me? New York has always been an experiment for social stuff and for dichotomy shifts. Um, do we really choose who we elect? There's always some back involved. Is there agendas being installed? Sure, we see it all the time. AOC and Tina 40. She's freaking phenomenal, and yet she hasn't won. But it's great. So then who's winning tonight? We'll soon find out. But what agenda is being steered? It's an experiment. And when whatever the population of New York, it has fluctuated a lot in the last 2-3 years, but there's still a lot of people that live there. What are they going to be exposed to? And then how does that ripple out to the rest of us? Because that's normally what happens. It's really weird. Things start there and they ripple out. I can't say so much for California, because that's also one of those states that it's like one on the other side and one on the other end. Like things happen in California, but it doesn't ripple out so fast. It like hits a brick wall and it doesn't go far. It's staying over there. New York, on the other hand, like dictates a lot more. I don't know why. I'm not buying into the social experiment this time. I moved away from that. I just find it weird how divisive people still are on the internet. It's very divisive right now. I am seeing a lot. Fucking hate. I'm not buying into it. I'm not feeding it. I hope you're not either. No matter what state you live in, don't buy it. So yeah, I had an extended weekend, so I might get more work done and start some of my shadow work and try to start at least a to-do list on that and get some more I have a commission to do. Um Try to catch up on some sleep, try to heal this. I'm doing a lot of salt water and some supplements, more oregano oil, more black seed oil to kick it. Sucks. Um I'm hoping in time things kind of, but just watch out for the energies in the next coming days. Especially we have the super moon tonight, tomorrow. I don't define it to one day because that's just senseless. Um, because we all experience it in our own times. Yeah, apparently I'm not a people pleaser either. I don't want to be. Schumann frequencies are at a 7.28. The Q factor, the only line that has moved is yellow, and it ain't that normal. That's not normal at all. I can't expand it, but look how flatlined that shit is. Flat. Flat. The geophone E field has been picked up. We're probably going to get more spikes. The electromagnetic field is starting to also pick up some heat, little bits, little bits. We do have an X-class flare coming into our part of the planet, more west coast. So just be aware of that. Ah! Also understand that this is still a time that we are purging. We are walking into our other selves. We are merging with our other selves. We are coming into a time continuum. Amy, look who it is. Look what you can use. Thanks to Marine, Freya looks adorable in her AI. Chicken! Buck, buck. Dragons. So I will be waiting for them to come down. Maybe. We shall see. We're already here. And how you think you're perceiving them is not, my mom said it during that channeling. The way that you're being told to perceive is not the way that you should be perceiving. And it's not what you think. Just to be squarely honest, and I kind of believe her in that. Yeah, Marine made the Freya one for me. It's not exactly Freya, but it's close enough and it's stupid cute, so I keep it. He did a couple of little Thor ones, but not all of them fit in the emoji. You have to have a certain size ratio. And when you collapse a picture into a smaller ratio, some stuff comes out phenomenal and other stuff does not. I tried Batty and Pinky, the flamingo, and Monkey Butt, and all of those did not come out well. So I got to play with it, but at least I got 3 new emojis for all of you to use when you can use them. I know, Amy, I'm getting off myself. I also wake up at 5 in the morning. Well, I did finish a craft today, a drawing. I got to use my left hand to draw with you guys and show you some of my presentation I did today. There is more to come. I kind of liked my flow today. I want to do more on channel memberships doing that. So we'll see what happens. And Amy, to answer your question, you're still there. You're good. Yay. So sending each and every one of you love, like a passion, grace, shielding, and protective energy. Please go within, be the shoulder, be the lighthouse, sprinkle and seed your truth, light that path forward. I will see you all on Friday Night Live. I am unsure what's going on in the next 2 days. I hopefully get more videos out, more readings. Check out my quantum AI and metaphysical ponderings. I think Charlene was like, that was one of my favorite ones. It is pretty much my up there on the tier of good. So go check out that video. Thank you for everybody who contributes to the chat. You guys are much loved and appreciated. Thank you to everybody who is supporting me at these times of character assassination. I appreciate you guys. If you know my heart, you know my will of intention, and my integrity, what's being projected is not what it is. And I am devastated over how things unfold, but they all unfold for a reason. And I'm just going to continue pushing forward and doing me. Sorry, not sorry. But yeah, I will hopefully get more stuff out because I do have an extended weekend. Very excited. Not excited not to get paid, but excited that I have some more time to focus on the channel. Hopefully I can get more emojis going. I also updated my website. So go check all of that stuff out. Please don't forget to like. Also, lastly, if you're watching my videos on a phone or an iPad and you see the hyped, if you could hype it for me, that'd be phenomenal. And that's only if you heart aligned with it. I'm not asking you to hype something that you don't believe in or that you're not like, oh, Allison, that was a shitty reading you did. That's cool. I'm okay with that. But if you can hype me up wherever you can see it on your phone or on an iPad or wherever you see hyped, do me the favor. I appreciate it. Thank you all for sharing my content and being members. I really appreciate all of you. Sincerely. From my heart to yours. Please have a blessed and beautiful night wherever you are. Please be safe during these crazy times. Self-inflect, do some healing, and I hope to see you all in the next one. Have a blessed and beautiful night and day wherever you are.